Over the last couple of weeks, I have spent $35,000 on Lego sets, and $5,000 of that was on just 2 different Lego sets. So what am I doing spending $5K on some Lego sets? Let me explain this, tell you about the sets that I bought, why I chose to invest in those sets, and what is going on here. If you're new to the channel, we talk about Lego investing. We buy Lego sets before they retire and stop getting manufactured, and then we hold them while the values skyrocket. And when I say I bought $35,000 worth of Lego, really it was an investment because I invest. I have a 6-figure Lego investing business, and this is what I do. I buy Lego sets and I hold them while values go up. Now right now we're just coming out of November as I'm filming this, and that is crunch time for the deals because Lego sets drop in price significantly across the major retailers during this time. We have Black Friday deals, we have all sorts of other deals going on, and all the retailers getting competitive with each other, price matching happening, and all sorts of great opportunities to buy Lego sets at great prices. And of this $35K that I've invested in the last couple of weeks, honestly, I bought probably more like $70K worth of Lego inventory in terms of the MSRP and non-discounted price of a lot of these Lego sets. And then after these sets retire and are no longer available in retail stores, over the next couple of months, we're going to start to see values going up on these sets. So then that $35,000 invested should become a lot more than that. And that is the plan, of course, and that is why I invested $35K in Lego sets in the last couple of weeks. Now in this video, I'm going to share 2 of these picks with you. What are 2 of these Lego sets that I've actually been buying heavily over the last couple of weeks? How much did I spend on each of them? How many units did I get of each of them? How much did I pay for each of these units? And what is going on here? And with that, let's just jump straight in. So the first one that I'm going to talk about here is the Lego Speed Champions Toyota Supra. So this is a Speed Champions Lego set. It is typically a $20 set. These prices have actually risen on the new Speed Champions, so usually now they're selling for $25, but this one was released before the price raise, so it's a $20 MSRP on this one. Now my amount invested in this set over the last couple of weeks is $2,460 because I got 246 units of this set at $10 a piece. Now that does not include cashback on my credit cards or cashback on cashback websites like Rakuten. I'm not counting any of that here. This is just my actual money that left my bank account for 246 units of the Lego Speed Champions Supra set. Now I gotta say this was a great deal because over the last couple of weeks we've seen some of these Speed Champion sets get cut in half in terms of the price, and they're $20 sets suddenly selling for $10 like this one right here. It was selling for $10 on Walmart and Amazon, and in my opinion that's an incredible opportunity and incredible buy price for a really great set. Now some of the things that I love about Speed Champion sets in general is that they have a lot of collectability. So a lot of people who are fans of these sets are going to want to buy more than one. That leads to or drives a lot of demand on these sets, which is also sustained in retirement. So even after the sets retire, people want to go back and finish their collection, so they're still buying them in retirement. As a result of that continued demand or sustained demand, we can see these sets continue to rise in price for a year, 2 years, 3 years after they retire. However, that price rise obviously depends also on the supply of the set, and some of the sets are more supplied than others. The previous wave of Speed Champion sets to retire, for example, had a lack of supply in the aftermarket, and that led to the prices really skyrocketing in retirement. And I don't think that this year's sets are going to reach the same heights as those sets because I think the supply is going to be a whole lot greater in retirement on these sets. That is shown to us by such heavy discounts. When we see these sets getting cut in half and they're selling for $10, that tells us there is a lot of supply out there with the retailers if they're able to drop prices by that much. And we never saw that kind of price on the previous wave of Speed Champions. I'm going to walk through some of those sets, the old wave of Speed Champions, and what has happened with those prices and what kind of return on investment that you could have had if you invested in those sets. But I do want to caveat this, that the current wave that are retiring right now, including this Supra set that I'm talking about here, these are not, in my opinion, going to reach the same heights and the same return on investments as those ones. But regardless, I still spent $2,500 on this set. Why? Because I still think that at $10, this is a no-brainer investment. Now the buy price, the $10 purchase price, is the key here because at that price, in my opinion, I couldn't lose on this investment because it was already in the green. If I'm buying a set for $10 and it MSRPs for $20, usually I can at least sell it for the MSRP. Now in reality, I'm going to sell it for a lot more than the MSRP, but even if I sell it at the MSRP, I'm actually making a profit on Amazon. Now, it won't be a great profit because Amazon have their fees, and some of those fees are flat fees. So at lower price sales, they can eat up more percentage of the margin. But I'm still making a profit because I bought it at half price. And even if I sell it at MSRP and pay my fees, I'm still in the green. And then after the price has risen from $20 to $25 or $30 or $35, all of that is extra pure profit because my fees are already covered by the fact that I got such a good purchase price on the set. So at a $10 purchase price, this was a no-brainer for me. Now, would I go and pay $20 for this set? Right now, absolutely not. I would not buy this for $20 because, again, there's been a lot of other people like me, Lego investors, who were able to get this for $10. And now that's going to lead to the market price of these sets being lower because in the afterlife of this set, there is going to be more supply, and that supply also had low purchase prices so they can afford to sell it at lower prices. And so the competition is going to be pretty strong on this set. I'm going to need to wait for some of those lowball sellers to sell out for the price to start to appreciate the way that I would like it to. So a $10 purchase price on this one was a complete no-brainer. Now let's have a quick look at this set right here. It is still in stock on Amazon right now. You can see it is selling for full price of $20. We can scroll across here. We can see that usually it had been discounted for large portions of the year down to $16. We can actually see, so the orange color on this chart right here shows that Amazon is in stock. There were periods where they went out of stock, but largely there has been supply of this on Amazon in the US throughout its entire life. Now, again, right now selling for $20. However, whenever there are these flash sales, like Walmart started a sale on this down to $10 and Amazon matched the price very, very quickly. And whenever we see that happening, it won't last long. They will sell out pretty quickly. Now, in retirement, obviously, we're going to start to see this price start to rise. I will show you some examples of that because we're going to look at the last wave of Speed Champions to see what happened with those. But before we do, what is the other set that I spent over $2,500 on in the last couple of weeks? It is, of course, another Speed Champions set. And this one is the Jesko. So I also bought a lot of the Jesko set again at $10. My purchase price on this one was also $10 plus cashback. So actually reality it was more like $9. And I bought 270 units of this Jesko set at $2,700. Now once again, a lot of the same principles apply here. This is such a good purchase price for a set. It is a $20 MSRP and I was able to get it at $10 half price, which essentially eats up all of the fees that I would ever have to pay. I could sell it at MSRP and still make a profit. Anything that it grows to after this is extra pure profit and pure return on investment. And that just gives a cushion and a margin of safety that I'm a big fan of. And this, folks, is why we want to pay a low price for our Lego inventory. Now, looking at the chart on this one real quick, we can see that it has been in stock again for large portions of its life. I do like to see sets going out of stock more often because it means the supply is more constrained on the set. And this one has also been heavily discounted as it's been available. We can see that by the orange color here and the Amazon price being $16 for large portions of its life. The MSRP again was $20. So this was 20% off more often than it was actually selling for full price. That tells us that they do have a lot of supply of it, and really we do need to start thinking that $16 is more like the real MSRP of this set because it was selling for $16 more than it was ever selling for $20. So these are just two different sets that I spent $5,160 on because I bought 516 units of these sets. Again, I don't think that means you should go out and buy these sets at full price, or even at the $16 level now, I wouldn't buy any more because these lower prices are going to skew the market down a little bit in retirement on these sets. But if I can get these at lower prices, in my opinion, they are a great investment. The fundamentals are there. The demand is extremely strong. I just think the supply is going to be bigger than it would have been if these sets had not been so heavily discounted. The fact that they were so heavily discounted means that the retailers also had a lot of supply, and that is why they wanted to sell them at half price. But again, if you can get it at the right price, then even if these sets underperform when compared to the ones we're about to look at, it won't matter because you're still going to be in the green. Anything that happens above MSRP is going to be pure profit, and that's a pretty good situation to be in. But let's have a quick look at some of the past Speed Champion sets from the previous wave. We have the Nissan right here. Now the Nissan was the best performer of the three of the first 8 stud Speed Champion sets to retire, at least in the US market on Amazon. Looking at this chart real quick, we can see that it retired at the end of 2021. You could get it for $16 for large portions of that that year, but immediately after retirement, it jumped up. The buy box right here we can see on the screen was jumping up to around $32.50. So again, from 16 up to 32 within a couple of months was the initial jump on this set. Now it stayed flat for the following year almost, but towards the end of the first year of retirement, this set skyrocketed up to $60. That's actually where I sold a lot of my inventory of this set at the time. So it's $60 right here from a $16 buy-in. Now again, I want to reiterate, because I don't want any confusion on this, this set was particularly undersupplied, and that is the reason that it reached such heights. There's a couple of reasons why it was undersupplied. Firstly, it was the first wave of 8 stud speed champion sets, and when these were released, there were remaining stock of the previous wave of speed champion sets. During COVID, those sets got extended, and so the previous 6 stud speed champion sets were still available on the shelves until midway through the year that this one retired. What that means is that a lot of investors, Lego resellers, were buying up stock of the old wave of speed champion sets instead of these ones. As a result of that, these ones ended up being undersupplied in the aftermarket. So there is some differences that we're seeing with what's going on here that we can't really think is going to apply to the current wave of speed champion sets. But this Nissan was undersupplied significantly. It had strong demand. It was also undersupplied for another reason, and that reason is because there was a Ferrari this year that retired, and of course a lot of the resellers and investors were buying up the Ferrari. It ended up being more supplied. The Nissan went under the radar for a lot of people, and as a result it ended up being the strongest performer of the three. And so after a year, the set was selling for $60. Now it has remained around flat for the following year. So over this year, 2023, the set hasn't really gone any further than that. It has been flat. So 2 years retirement, you are talking about a $60 sale for a $16 investment on Nissan. Next up we have the Audi. Audi is not far off. It's similar performance here. It was selling for $16 on Amazon before retirement at the end of 2021. By the end of 2022, it was selling for $45. Now you're still more than doubling your money, right? That's still phenomenal. After you pay your Amazon fees, you're doing great on that one on the Audi. It did not quite perform as well as the Nissan, but still phenomenal stuff. Now over the next couple of months, this one did continue to go up, and now it's at around $55 on the Audi. So again, $16 buy-in, $55 after a couple of years of retirement. Not bad for the Audi. And then we have the Ferrari right here. Now this is currently selling for $49. So this is the lowest performer here of the three of them, which may be surprising. A lot of people might think the Ferrari is going to be the big seller. This was the most popular speed champion set. It had the highest demand, and you can see that from the data in terms of sales and volume and interest and different things. But it was also the most supplied of the three of them, and as a result of that supply, you have slower growth in the price in the aftermarket. So what we see here is this set, again, selling for around $16 throughout its life. It retired. It actually dried up early, so the stock of this started to dry up before the actual retirement date. Now very quickly over the next few months, it ended up selling for $37. You're still doing good at that point, right? You bought it for $16, you're selling for $37. Not bad. Now over the course of that year, by the end of the year, it was selling for $48. That's a phenomenal investment, even though it was actually one of the worst performers over time. It outperformed the Audi after year one, but the Audi ended up overtaking it. I love the use of the pun there. Overtaking it in the race in year two. So in year two, the Ferrari didn't go much further. It stayed flat at around $50, and that is where it is today, whereas the Audi had grown up to $55. The Nissan is still ahead. So these three, the first wave of the 8 stud speed champion sets, have been phenomenal investments and great examples of what can happen with Lego investing. Once again, I do want to reiterate and remind you that this is not a guarantee that this is going to happen with the current wave of retiring speed champion sets. We have seen way more supply out there on these sets. That is going to change things on these sets. But for me, if I can get them at great prices like $10, then in my opinion, I don't think I can go wrong with that. So that is why I invested over $5,000 on these 2 speed champion SKUs when I saw a great deal available. Now, just to show you what I think might be possible with these sets, let's just take one of these examples real quick. We'll take the Supra. If we can take the set number from the Supra and actually go over to a return on investment calculator that I have right here. This is a return on investment calculator for Lego investing. It is inside of our Inner Circle community. And if I just type the set number right here, and then I put a purchase price and a sale price, it's going to tell me the return on investment. Now, I bought these sets for $10. we just saw the Ferrari. The Ferrari was the worst performer of the 3 of these speed champion sets that we just looked at. After the first year, the Ferrari was selling for $48. Now again, I don't think we're going to get there with the Supra because the Supra is going to be more supplied. So let's not say 48. Let's just take a very conservative number of 35. Right, let's just say 35, which I think is quite conservative. If we bought for $10 and we sell it for $35 right here, in fact, I'll zoom in a little more so you can see this. If we bought it for 10 and sell it for 35, then the return on investment on this will be 140%. We're going to make $14 per unit on the set. So, and that's including paying our fees and shipping and also covering the cost of the inventory. So we make $14 of pure profit back for every one of these units. Now again, I bought 246 of these. So 246 times $14 profit will be $3,444 in pure profit. And in my opinion, that is using a conservative selling price of $35. Even if it sells for $30, I'm still doing pretty well on this investment. And that is just the Supra. I also have similar numbers for the Jesko. So that is why I invested heavily in these sets. Now, one question that some of you may still have is, will you really sell hundreds of units of this set? Right? Are you actually going to be able to sell that many units? And here's the thing, if you sell on Amazon in the US and you sell during Q4, the volume that you can move is honestly mind-blowing, especially for lower price sets because they sell faster, they sell more units. Now again, I'm expecting more supply in the aftermarket on these sets, but I'm accounting for that and I still think I'm going to have no problem moving hundreds of units of this set on Amazon either next Q4 or the year after. So this was my $5,000 investment and I hope you like this transparency. I just shared all of my numbers with you here and I usually don't do that, so I hope you enjoyed this. But like I said, I also invested $35K over the last few weeks. So I spent 30 of that on other sets that are not these two. Now I made a video where I walked through all of this stuff, all of the sets that I've been investing in for my inner circle community. And if you want to be able to see that video, I'm going to leave a free trial in the description down below. So completely for free, you can jump into the inner circle community. You can use tools like the return on investment calculator that we just looked at. You can join us for our monthly live meetups. You can discuss with the communities and you can see my private content, including a complete walkthrough of the investments that I've made over the last couple of weeks, broken down, nothing held back. That is available for you completely for free by just getting a free trial down below. Now this does depend on when you're watching this video because we do plan on removing free trials from BrickBox Ignite. We actually don't plan on offering free trials in 2024. So the time that you can actually get a free trial of BrickBox Ignite is actually coming to an end. So if you want to get that free 30 days to get in there, make sure you do it right now and get that link in the description so you can watch that video. But whether I see you there or not, I really appreciate you being here with me right here and watching this one. And thank you so much for being here. I will see you in the next one.